More than 70% of people who are diagnosed with colon cancer learn about it only after it has reached an advanced stage, when treatment choices are fewer and outcomes are far more difficult. This crushing statistic is not mainly because people intentionally ignore their doctors. It happens because in the critical early stages, colon cancer often shows up with tiny, subtle, and seemingly harmless warning signs. Signs that are easy to brush off as just aging, just stress, or just a rough digestive day. Things like a lingering change in bathroom habits, a new kind of fatigue that sleep can't fix, or abdominal discomfort you blame on last night's dinner. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 specific signs and symptoms that could very well save your life. Not to scare you, but to equip you with the awareness to spot them early and take action. Early detection can turn colon cancer from a deadly disease into a highly treatable one. Let's stop a dangerous pattern of thinking immediately. Many people wait until they feel severe, unmistakable pain before they consider something serious. With colon cancer, that is often a fatal mistake. Colon cancer rarely announces itself with dramatic, sharp pain in its early, curable stages. It begins with quiet, persistent shifts in how your body functions, shifts that are easy to explain away. That's exactly why understanding these symptoms is so powerful. It allows you to become the first line of defense for your own health. Your vigilance, not waiting for pain, is what saves lives. Stay with me all the way to the end. Every sign on this list matters, but the final symptom we'll discuss is the one that makes experienced gastroenterologists and oncologists immediately sit up and pay attention. It's a systemic clue that often points straight to the colon, yet almost no one outside the medical world connects it to cancer risk. Recognizing it could be the most important takeaway from this video. First, we need to understand why colon cancer is so often missed until it's advanced. The lining of your large intestine has relatively few pain-sensitive nerve endings. A sizable growth can form, bleed, and even start to partially block the passage without causing sharp pain for a long time. That silent progression is what makes this disease so insidious. That's why we can't rely on pain as a warning bell. We have to become fluent in the language of quieter alarms, the symptoms, before we get to the first and most common sign, a direct request. Right now, 99% of you are not subscribed. Your subscription and help this vital message spread. Now let's begin. Sign number 10, a persistent change in your bowel habits. This is the most common early signal. This isn't about one bad day of constipation or a short bout of diarrhea from something you ate. We're talking about a change that lasts for several weeks, a new pattern that settles in. If you've always been regular and suddenly deal with weeks of new constipation, or if diarrhea becomes a repeated issue without an infectious cause, your body is telling you something is disrupting the normal rhythm of your colon. This isn't just digestion. It's a shift that deserves a conversation with your doctor. Sign number 9, narrow or pencil-thin stools. Notice the shape, not just how often you go. When a tumor starts growing into the open space, the lumen of the colon, it can act like a ring and partially narrow the passage. As stool moves past that narrowing, it can get compressed into a thinner, ribbon-like, or flattened form. This sign, especially when it's a new and consistent change, is a classic red flag that should never be ignored. Sign number 8, blood in your stool. This can show up in different forms. Bright red blood on the toilet paper or in the bowl, often from the rectum or distal colon. Darker maroon-colored blood mixed into the stool. Or even stool that looks black and tarry, melena, which suggests bleeding higher in the digestive tract. While hemorrhoids are a common and often harmless cause of rectal bleeding, assuming that without a professional evaluation can be dangerous. Any new or unexplained rectal bleeding needs a doctor's assessment to rule out a serious cause. Now we move past visible stool changes and into subtler sensations of malfunction. Sign number 7, a persistent feeling of incomplete emptying. Tenesmus. This is the sensation that you still need to have a bowel movement even after you've just gone. It can feel frustrating and unsatisfying. This can happen when a mass in the rectum or lower colon creates a physical feeling of fullness or pressure, mimicking the urge to evacuate even when the rectum is actually empty. Sign number 6, unexplained abdominal discomfort, bloating, cramping, or gas. Occasional bloating and gas are normal, but persistent, unexplained abdominal pressure, cramping, or a lingering fullness that doesn't go away, especially if it's localized to one area, can signal a partial obstruction or irritation from a growing tumor. If these symptoms are new, frequent, and not clearly tied to your diet, they deserve investigation. Now we shift from local gut symptoms to systemic signs, how an issue in your colon can affect your entire body. Sign number 5, unexplained fatigue and weakness. This isn't ordinary tiredness. This is a deep, persistent fatigue that rest doesn't relieve. Colon tumors can bleed slowly over time, sometimes so minimally you never see it in your stool. That ongoing low-grade blood loss can cause iron deficiency anemia. Your body doesn't have enough red blood cells to carry oxygen efficiently, leading to constant exhaustion, paleness, shortness of breath, and a general lack of energy. If you're sleeping well but still feel drained, treat this as a major warning sign. Sign number 4, unintentional weight loss. Dropping a meaningful amount of weight, for example, 5% of your body weight or more, without changes to diet or exercise, is always a serious medical symptom. Cancer cells use a huge amount of the body's energy, and the body's metabolic response to disease can also drive weight loss. After 50, this sign should never be brushed off as a lucky side effect. Now we enter the category of symptoms that are easiest to dismiss as general malaise. Sign number 3, a persistent loss of appetite. A sudden, ongoing lack of interest in food, or feeling full very quickly after starting a meal. Early satiety can be tied to metabolic changes or the release of certain substances by a tumor. If food consistently has no appeal for you for weeks, it's a signal from your body that something isn't right. Sign number 2, persistent nausea or vomiting. While many people associate this with stomach bugs, ongoing nausea or occasional vomiting without a clear cause can point to a partial bowel obstruction farther down the tract. As waste begins to back up, it can trigger these upper GI symptoms. Finally, we arrive at the most clinically significant yet most overlooked sign. Sign number 1, unexplained iron deficiency anemia. This is the sign doctors take extremely seriously, especially in men and postmenopausal women who are not losing iron through menstruation. If a routine blood test shows low iron levels, anemia, and there is no obvious explanation, like poor diet or a known bleeding disorder, the colon becomes the top suspect as the source of slow occult bleeding. This finding alone, even without any other symptoms, is a powerful and common reason a colonoscopy is urgently recommended. It is often the quiet numerical clue that uncovers an early, treatable cancer. An important message: having one of these signs does not mean you have cancer. Many are caused by much less serious issues like IBS, hemorrhoids, or infections. However, ignoring multiple signs, or even one sign that is new and persistent, can be dangerous. The goal is not panic, but a prompt to seek evaluation. Early testing, primarily through colonoscopy, is what unequivocally saves lives. Now, let's shift from detection to powerful, evidence-based prevention. These habits can significantly lower your risk. Prevention. Step 1, commit to regular screening. This is non-negotiable. A colonoscopy is both diagnostic and preventive. It can detect cancer early and, just as importantly, find and remove precancerous growths called polyps before they become cancer. Follow guidelines. Start at 45 to 50 or earlier if you have a family history. This is the single most effective step you can take. Prevention. Step 2, protect your gut with daily nutrition. Build your diet around plants and fiber. Eat more vegetables, especially leafy greens, fruits, whole grains, legumes, and nuts. Add fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut to support a healthy gut microbiome. At the same time, cut back on processed meats like bacon, sausages, and deli meats, fried foods, and sugary snacks and drinks, which are linked to higher risk. Prevention. Step 3, maintain regular bowel movements. Chronic constipation keeps waste sitting against your colon lining longer, which may increase exposure to potential carcinogens. Aim for regularity with a fiber-rich diet and adequate hydration. Avoid long-term dependence on stimulant laxatives, which can impair nerve function in the colon. Prevention. Step 4, reduce systemic inflammation. Long-term inflammation creates an environment that can promote cancer development. Support your body by prioritizing quality sleep, managing stress with things like meditation or walking, and doing regular physical activity. Even moderate exercise like daily walking has a proven protective effect. Prevention. Step 5. Avoid known carcinogenic loads. Limit alcohol and absolutely avoid smoking. Both are established risk factors for colorectal cancer. Be aware of environmental toxins and choose whole, minimally processed foods whenever possible. Bonus, a simple daily colon protection drink. To turn prevention into a daily habit, try this. In a glass, mix 1 cup of plain kefir or drinkable yogurt for probiotics, 1 teaspoon of ground flaxseed for fiber and anti-inflammatory omega-3s, and a pinch of cinnamon for antioxidant support. Stir and drink once per day, ideally with a meal. This simple drink supports healthy gut bacteria, encourages smooth stool transit, and provides nutrients that help repair the colon lining. A critical warning, this drink and all lifestyle measures are for support and prevention. They do not replace screening. Think of it this way. Food supports health, but medical tests save lives. You need both strategies. If this video helped you understand your risk and the importance of awareness, I urge you to act. Subscribe to this channel for more honest, life-saving health information. Like this video so more people see it. And in the comments below, I have a simple, important question for our community. Have you had a colon check yet? What? Yes or no? Your answer might inspire someone else to take that vital step. Colon cancer is one of the most preventable major cancers, but prevention only works if you're willing to listen to the quiet whispers of your body before the problem gets a chance to scream. Your awareness is your strongest asset. Use it.